By the power of Grayskull.
Hello, this is just a quickish review for the PS4 for No Man's Sky. I went out and I got it pre-ordered. I've been waiting ages for it to come out, so this is just my first impressions of playing it. This footage you're seeing at the moment is just the loading screen as it's loading up the game. They're just different galaxies. Every single one of those points of light are star systems, which have like a random amount of planets and moons inside, which are all undiscovered. Um, this is the planet I started off on when I very first started. Um, Out there, do you see how the question marks, the grey boxes at the top, and all those boxes at the bottom? Well, they're the items which need to be discovered on that particular planet. So you've got like a checklist where you can have a look and see what's left before you can get like the whole planet or the whole star system like 100% discovered. Um, and you just have a look around. It's a bit like Skyrim. You're pressing square, you're opening boxes, you're collecting stuff. You've got to be careful not to keep filling up your pockets, like all the slots on your ship and the slots on your suit and your gun. I mean, your gun's not too bad because it's mostly just upgrades, but your suit and your ship, you can transfer stuff between. So if your pockets are getting full, you can go and transfer it into your ship and shit like that. So you've always, because you need your pockets empty, because you'll come across stuff that you need to um, like collect, or you might need to talk to somebody and you can't talk to them until you've like, because you'll try and talk to somebody and it'll just say your inventory's full when you're trying to talk to them. I think it might be a glitch or something that's happened on the patch or something like that. I don't know, but maybe they'll fix it. But always have your pockets empty, and you scan with L2 to have a look and name stuff. You scan it and it records it. I got killed the first time around. This is me grave, and it says there you can retrieve your previous inventory from when you died, which is good because I had a full inventory and I got shot off a sentinel. I died. You can go back and collect everything you dropped, which is really good. I like that. See all the plants and stuff, you're collecting all the minerals and stuff from the plants. You can get your mining gun out like that, and you can mine stuff, and you can like get minerals that way. Different plants do different stuff. Say that put my shield up, the other plant put my health up. There's just different elements and everything. So you can really have a look around and get what you need, because basically you're only collecting these elements to refuel your gun, refuel your ship, and refuel your suit. So you're constantly doing that. Plus, on a side thing, you can fill up your pockets and then go and sell it and be a trader. You know, that's one of the good things. Trader, explorer, scientist, whatever you want to be, you've got the chance and the opportunity to do this. So this is a little look at your suit. See the little energy bar underneath everything tells you how much it's got left, how much charge it's got left. So basically you can see when it needs to be recharged, and what kind of elements you need to find. See that if you, when you're on foot and you tap L3, it sends out like a pulse, like a radar, and then that highlights anything that's close by, and the little symbols will tell you what it's for, whether it's your gun, your weapon, your shields, or whatever. So you get like your guns on your ship or your health or whatever. It'll tell you what everything is. Also, it highlights things like shelters or communication stations, or the monoliths, like like the religious monoliths that you find, which help you learn languages and become better with certain alien people. There's always ships and stuff flying around like that because you'll hear them when they fly over you, so you tend to like think, oh shit, someone's coming to attack us. If you start shooting at them, they will turn around and come back and kill you, so be wary if you're going to go around picking fights. Make sure that you can handle it first. But when you first start, you've got basic everything. um, And also when you first start, you have to do certain things. You have to, like, it forces you into a couple of objectives. Your first objective is to leave the planet, so you need to repair everything, three different things on your ship, by going around that planet, looking for the elements, coming back, building the technology, and then fitting it onto your ship. So that's your little objectives at first. So you'll spend a good couple of hours on your planet when you first come in, when you first start. You'll spend ages on your first planet just trying to, like, do what you've done. So by the time you do leave the planet, you sort of kind of know how the game works, and you know what you want to do. But the idea, I mean, you can spend absolutely ages, because these are planet-sized planets. Like, the area you're looking at here is like a pinprick on the planet. So you've got massive, like, kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of procedurally generated terrain to just explore and look for, mine, stuff like that. And when it comes to mining, and as long as you don't take the piss, if there's, say, like 4 crystals, if you just shoot 2 crystals and then walk away and go to a different area, because the sentinels will come over and they'll have a look and they'll scan. And if you're, like, shooting stuff, or if you're scanning, sorry, not scanning, if you're mining, while they're looking at you, they'll start on you, and then they don't leave you alone until you get in your ship and fuck off, or you hide, or kill them, and that gets annoying. Here's another look at, do you see how the green ticks? They're all the animals I've found. The 2 boxes are the only 2 animals I haven't found yet. And then in those bottom boxes, that's how many plants and rocks and animals that you've found. It shows you the picture of them, and you have to press square to upload them, or you can press triangle and you can rename them and upload them. So there's lots of opportunities to, like, get creative, and just, you can just give them funny names and stuff like that, or name things after your favorite football team or whatever you want to do. Cartoons, that's what I do, like 80s cartoons, like He-Man, Eternia, Thundercats, Thundera, Transformers, Cybertron, and shit like that. I'm just gonna name loads of planets like that. It's up to you, really. That's another good thing about this game. It's totally up to you, 100%, how you want to play the game. There's nobody telling you have to do this or you have to do that. Apart from the very beginning, when you very first spawn in, that's the only time the game forces you to do a few things before you can do what you want. But you know what it's like, you end up just fucking about anyway. But there's, like, little pods as well, which you find, and it's got, like, a Star Wars kind of force field as a door. And you go inside and you press square, and you can get new slots, upgrade your suit, and you can get, like, an extra empty slot put on, which comes in really handy. Um, and you've just got to remember, whenever you want, make sure, like, whenever you're trying to do something or you're out exploring, make sure you've got at least 2 slots free, or, like, your pockets empty. um that's the one thing you've got to do on this game, because it started pissing me off. The one thing that you have to do is manage your pockets, because without that, they're always full and you can't do anything unless you manage pockets. Basically, once you've played it for a while, you will understand how it actually plays. The first thing you need to do is just make sure that you've always got a slot, or, like, your pockets empty on your ship, or on your suit, because then you've got the opportunity to talk to whoever you want, and if you find a new element or something, you can always pick it up. Just like Skyrim or any kind of open world game, you've got to manage your inventory, and it's the major thing I've found on this. But look, that's the galactic map I was telling you about, and that is when you're going in having a look to see what planets you want, and see what planets you've been to, what star systems you've already named or been to, or where you want to go. And if you look back on the footage, there was some yellow lines joining up the star systems. Well, that's where you can go with the current warp drive that you've got. You can go to like that distance each time, so you can go from planet, planet. If you go into free mode, it's called, on the galactic map, you can just look around and you can travel anywhere you want and pick any planet you want or any star system, and then you can press square and just warp there if you've got good enough drive. So basically, this was where you're using your pulse drive. That's something else you've got to keep topping up with elements that you find. And it's basically, if you look at the yellow, it's that Turkambo thyme. I haven't discovered it yet. It shows you how far away it is, and it shows you the countdown, like a minute. The minutes, how long in real time it takes you to get there. So, but once you've engaged it, you press L1 and R1 together at the same time, and then it just engages it after a 5-second countdown, and then you can leave go of the pad, and it just does this for you while you're traveling. So essentially, you could just point it in any direction and just set it away, and then you can just go and make yourself a cuppa or do what you want. It'll only stop if you reach your destination, or if you enter a planet's atmosphere, or if you've run out of fuel. And that was inside like this little space, this little camp. This is just some place that I had found, and that's where you meet aliens and trade with them and stuff. That red beacon thing to the side there, that was like a beacon thing where you can recall your ship. So if your ship's miles away and you come across a little encampment like that and it has one of those red beacons sticking out of the floor, you can press square on it and it'll call your ship wherever it is, which is handy. Because one thing it does piss you off is that you've got to keep going back to your ship before you can take off. So just be mindful if you're going out on a massive mission that you've got to remember where your ship is. I mean, it's on your radar, that little black half circle at the top. It's like a radar. If you spin round, it'll come into it, and you just keep heading forwards. This is like a monolith, and it's basically alien civilization. You learn the language of whatever aliens are in that star system, so you can understand them better when they're talking to you and you're trading and stuff. So it's very complicated, it's very expansive and deep, which I like, but when I first started playing it, I didn't really like it because it was too much. It was just too complicated, and it was a bit all too much, like, daunting at first, and I thought, fuck this, I can't be bothered. I got killed straight away off some sentinels. I was thinking, oh, anyway, this is shit. But if you give it time and you understand how the game works, it is really enjoyable, and I like it even more now than I thought I would have liked it before it even came out. I was watching the footage, I was listening to all the Sean Murray videos, I was following Cobra TV and all these other YouTube channels, and I was just obsessed with it. And I expected it to be good, but I didn't think it would be this in depth. It's just so deep and rich with things to do. People are complaining, oh, you get bored, it'll get a bit samey once you've like discovered 20 planets. How many more can you be asked to do? But the whole point of the game, well, there is no, you can head to the center of the universe, but it's not what you have to do. You don't even have to go onto a planet, apart from at the beginning, but you don't have to go to any more planets. If you don't want to, you can spend the rest of your time just flying around in space. You can mine asteroids and stuff like that, so you don't even need to get out your ship, and you can collect up elements. You can just go to space stations and trade with people back and forwards and just get what you need to build your technologies, and just keep heading towards the center of the universe. So it's up to you what you want to do. It's optional to go around and exploring, but you will find more exotic items, you will find more creatures and stuff. So it depends the kind of person you are. It's down to personal preference. Are you the kind of person that wants to just go have a look around and see what you can find, or do you want to actually try and play the game and complete an objective, head towards the middle, or become like a really hard fighter, upgrade your ship to the max and just go around terrorizing people, being a space dick? That's one of the things people were saying, is anyone going to be a space dick? Like, you could be like Han Solo from Star Wars, do a bit trading, but you can also get into fights, and you know, so it's totally up to you how you want to play. the exploration and the species and the renaming of the plants and stuff is just a little tiny bit of what it would, like, what you can do. It's not the whole aim of the game. But I think that overall it is a hard game. I wouldn't say it's definitely not for kids because they'll get bored easy. I mean, your suit has got like hazard protection, like against acid or frost or sun or the heat or whatever, and that's constantly depleting down. So you need to constantly find things to keep that freshed up, or your health will start going down and then you'll die. It's the same as like breathing underwater, or your ship, your thrusters, your guns. They all need to be constantly filled up with fuel when you're using them. So you've got objectives to do in yourself just by default, because in order to fly and shoot, you need to have these elements. So you will be mining stuff, and it just depends how much you want to like upgrade your stuff. It just depends how much you want to be a fighter or be a scientist or an explorer or whatever. I mean, is your aim of the game to just discover the most planets online and become famous that way, where like you've discovered like 300 pallets and something, and the majority of the community have seen some of your planets or at least one of them, so your name is well known, your PSN username is well known within the No Man's Sky community? Do you want to be like a space dick? Like I said, do you want to go around and shoot every single type of animal on one planet and just eradicate that species, or all the species, all the plants, anything, or go and mine it to death and just totally rape the planet of all the resources? And you can fuck the ecosystem up. Like, you can kill off the animals if you take all the plants away and shit like that. So you can actually take, like, have an effect on the universe. And then if somebody else comes along and discovers my planet, which I've totally fucked up, you know, they'll get to see that. So there's little things like that which are just, you know, I think are really pioneering, definitely groundbreaking. Like, this is a game changer, this game, for many reasons, but mostly is for the procedurally generated shit. How it's like a random game for everybody, basically. It won't load in or generate until you get close, and even then it's all random for every person, so there's no telling what you're going to come across or what you're going to see. So basically the game's different for every person, which is, you know, that's never really happened before. It has to a certain extent. You can play through about 5 different times and there's 5 or 6 different endings, but this is unlimited, infinite possibilities. It's just, you know, the size and the scale of the game is just mind-blowing. Not to mention it doesn't take up any space, and it's just a revolutionary game. So if you think it looks good, you think you want to try it out, I would definitely go and test it out, or go and buy it, because I think it's worth it. But just word of warning, it is rock hard, but that's it. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because I'm definitely impressed, and it's right up my alley. So if you like it, go out and buy it. That's it.